Hey, it's Pastor Dan from Dexter Gospel Church with the Proverbs Practical. Thanks for watching today. Our proverb today speaks of the wisdom and pleasure of moderation. We're in Proverbs 25, verse 16. Proverbs 25:16 says, "Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it." So this is the second time that Solomon's brought up eating practices in this chapter. This saying probably has a point that goes beyond just the eating. I think he's going to relate back to it in the next verse. But it starts with that, and it holds true with that and with our other consumption. He's already warned us about uncontrolled eating gluttony. Now he approaches it from a more positive side. Now remember that they don't have a lot of candies and treats like we do. They don't have high fructose corn syrup, they don't have sugar cane, they don't have processed sugar. But if you found a honeycomb, now that was a treat. And the Bible is not in favor of what we call asceticism. It's not against pleasure. The Bible is not against enjoying things. But it constantly warns us to keep everything within boundaries, to do things in moderation. It sets boundaries on our behavior, not so that we will have less pleasure, but ultimately so that we will have more pleasure. So he says, if you found the honeycomb, great, enjoy it. But remember that too much indulgence doesn't lead to more pleasure, it leads to less over the long run. I'm sure we've all reached the point in eating a dessert where we have to just kind of push it back because we feel like if we eat one more bite, we're going to be sick. He says, don't push past that point and make yourself sick. If you, unused to sugar and sweets, gorged yourself on honey, you might get sick afterwards and throw up all that stuff you enjoyed so much. And it is definitely not as good going up as it was going down. So the Bible counsels you not to avoid enjoyment, but to maximize your enjoyment by means of moderation. Eat enough and stop. And that carries over to us today, especially when addictive, delicious foods are so accessible. It's not that it's bad to eat, it's not that it's bad to enjoy eating. But if you overeat, if you overindulge, then that will hurt you over the long run. It can leave you diabetic, it can leave you obese, it can leave you with all kinds of health problems and limitations that are definitely not enjoyable, and that's even beyond that momentary feeling of nausea from overeating. So don't overindulge. Take so much that it'll potentially harm you. Keep your behavior within the bounds that God has set. Take as much as is good for you, as much as will reasonably fill you, so that you can have the greatest possible enjoyment of His creation, doing things His way. Now the next verse relates this to another thing that can be good and enjoyable, but that'll have to wait for our next video. I hope this video is a help to you. If so, hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more insight from Scripture. Until next time, I hope you stay well and consume with moderation.